A cow feeding on hay is a normal sight across Hampshire County, West Virginia. But what is not normal about this sight is that the cows are eating hay in July.
We never feed hay till November, but we've been feeding for a month now.
As anyone in the cattle industry could tell you, such as Bucky Wilson, who works on the McCauley farm on Jersey Mountain Road, cows feeding on hay in midsummer is the indication of a problem, a pasture problem.
The pasture's no pasture for them, so we're feeding hay this early, and 2 bales a day for this herd. And they tell me hay's bringing it up as much as $40 to $50 a bale, so you're looking at good $80 a day to feed cattle. It shouldn't be getting hay till November.
Cows should be grazing on the rich and nutritious grasses that grow in summer. But drought conditions, with their high heat and severe lack of rainfall, have taken a grip on the region, turning many pasture areas into a mix of dust and grass that has been singed brown by the sun. An online service called the U.S. Drought Monitor compiles data from many government and academic sources so it can track drought conditions across the United States. It is used by many state, local, and national agencies, including the National Weather Service. The Drought Monitor reported that in July, our area was in a moderate drought classification and that pasture conditions are poor to very poor.
Not only is there absolutely no moisture in the ground, as you can see here by the dust coming up because of the heat and lack of rain, but there always seems to be a steady breeze that blows almost every day, all day long, and that just evaporates any little bit of moisture that we do get from a thunderstorm.
Robbie Piles, who is a committee member of the Farm Service Agency of Hampshire County, tries to coordinate between farmers and the various federal, state, and local programs to see if he can bring aid to farmers. Crop and livestock farmers have been both hurt by the drought. Piles talked about the effect that the lack of rain has been having on farms.
We're looking at a field now. Is this what you typically see?
This would not be what you typically see. We had a terribly cold and dry spring, and then afterwards we had a lack of rain. And as you can see, there's hay bales in this field, but as you notice, they're spaced pretty far apart, and there should be probably at least twice as many, maybe 3 times the amount in here. And this particular field that we're in has been limed and fertilized according to the soil recommendations, and it should have produced roughly 3 times the amount of hay.
It takes many years for cattle farmers to build a strong herd. Wilson talked about the problems they face with a drought.
We figured we'd have a bumper hay crop with all the snow and the moisture being in the ground. Stephen spent $5,000 on fertilizer for the farm and wind up with 200 bales short of what we usually come up with. So we're going into a winter with less hay in our piles and having to feed ours. So if we have to start buying hay, cattle bringing $1 a pound if you're average, if you're good at them. The calves are going to be light because they're not getting the nutrients they need out of the grass. They're on hay too. And then it's a no-win situation.
Intense heat gripped the area throughout July. One local source had 9 days in July being 100 degrees or higher, with the rest of the days being in the 90s. Hampshire County is hoping for rain that will keep it from falling under the column of severe drought, as the U.S. Drought Monitor has already classified parts of Virginia. Substantial rainfall has not visited the area, and even the typical summer thunderstorms have been rare. July rainfall was only recorded on 2 dates, July 9th and the 29th, with most areas receiving less than an inch.
We're here in what should be a pond, and even though it normally gets low in August, there's usually always a little bit of water left in it. And I'm concerned that if conditions don't improve here in the near future and we get some measurable rainfall, that this is going to be typical across the entire county.
Piles has been trying to reach out in the county to see what conditions the various farmers are in and to see if any aid can be gotten.
We'd like to encourage any producer in the county who has issues with the drought, whether it's water related or pasture loss or needing hay or hay for sale, to contact the Farm Service Agency at 822-3020 and report any concerns that you might have.
I'm Greg Larry, reporting for HampshireReview.com.